and Sam Roberts.
I got the Mondays.
What does that mean?
I don't know. By the way, we have any calls or no?
We do.
Oh.
If you want to call the show, you can call 866-969-1969. If you want to tweet us, it's at Jim and Sam Show. And we're going to do a little election talk this morning on the show. You know, a lot of stuff happening. Some people are saying that this is the most important election in a lot of people's lifetimes, especially the young people's. Well, to give us a little insight on everything that's been going on, ladies and gentlemen, on the phone with us, the one and the only Ken Bone. Ken, are you there?
I'm here, Jim. Sam, how you doing this morning?
Great,
Hey.
Ken Bone. How are you?
I couldn't be better.
Let me start with this question that I think is on everybody's mind. Are you wearing the sweater?
No, I'm laying in bed right now, so I don't sleep in it. It's got to get washed sometime.
What are you wearing?
You don't want to know. Your listeners don't want to talk about it.
That's probably right. How often would you say you wear the red sweater?
Every time I go out and do any charity appearances or media interviews or anything, I'm wearing it. So almost every day.
I see. We follow you along on Twitter. How did the dinner with I think it was Grandma go over the weekend? You said that was a media blackout day.
Yeah, I didn't do any media that day. The only thing I did was I went to my local police department in my hometown where my grandma still lives. Took some pictures with them, and then it was off to Grandma's house. We'd made chili. We just hung out with my grandma, my Uncle Scott, my dad, my wife, just sitting in the backyard drinking beer and eating chili. And then it was off to Olympica Bar here in Shiloh, where I don't remember exactly what I was doing. I think it was a costume contest of some kind, but it all gets fuzzy by the end.
Well, I tell you this, it's Halloween. Speaking of costumes, I'll bet there'll be quite a few little Ken Bones coming up to the door. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't get high cholesterol from their commitment to the costume. Picking up 100 pounds to dress as Ken Bone is not an easy thing to do.
You're so bad, Ken. The people want to know, are you still not sure who you're voting for in this upcoming election?
I've come to a decision. I'm just not telling anybody who I'm voting for. I want the discussion to continue to be about getting out and voting and making your voice heard.
Nice.
As soon as I tell everybody who I'm voting for, then the discussion becomes about who's that fat guy from St. Louis voting for.
Oh, Ken, I don't think anybody's saying that.
Well, they're not, because I'm not telling them.
Smart. We want to go to some calls here to talk to Ken Bone on our election special here this morning. Our phone number is 866-969-1969. You want to take a call or two, Ken?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, great. Let's start with line 4, and that looks like Steve from Yellowstone. Steve, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, Steve, it's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, and you're on the phone with Ken Bone.
Hello, is this Ken? It's hard to hear. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Steve, how you doing? This is Ken.
I'm good. I just wanted to know, when you were doing the whole question thing, did you know that you were going to become so famous? I was just wondering if you kind of knew that or if you anticipated that.
No, I thought maybe my local paper would want to take my picture the next day.
I'd rather wear a Bongo, that shitty sweater.
What?
I figured that would be it.
This guy likes to fuck pregnant women.
Oh, come on. Somebody,
This guy
can you not hang up?
This load.
I think Steve in Yellowstone is having a stroke.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up on him. This is, I tell you this, Ken, the magic of live radio, am I right?
It happens.
Let me ask you this. What did you think of the answers that the candidates were giving as you sat there? Of course, Ken Bone became very famous for being on the debate stage and getting to ask those questions. What did you think of the responses that the candidates gave?
I didn't think either one of them were that bad. I just wish that Donald Trump would have said a little more about environmental protection. I know that's not high on his docket. Right. And I wish Secretary Clinton had gone into a little more specifics about how we're going to transition fossil workers into renewable energy economy, and it's not exactly the same job. It's going to take a big training program.
Do you think that, with the energy plan, do you think that Hillary was more on point with that, or do you think that Trump had a better take on it?
Secretary Clinton's energy plan is probably a little more in line with mine, which is an odd thing to say because I know that Donald Trump is probably better for the coal industry. He's better for my job prospects.
Right.
But, we care about the environment, too. We got to breathe the same air and drink the same water as everybody else.
So you're kind of a long-term guy. You're not looking for those short-term solutions.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be long-term when you're an elected official and you got to worry about getting reelected in 4 years and you're trying to solve a 30-year problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I think we may have our phone issue taken care of. Honestly, we may have to look at... Did we replace the screener?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to call, it's 866-969-1969. That screener's gone. Obviously, he didn't know what he was doing. Let's go to Paul, who's calling in from Schenectady, New York. Of course, here at Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, we're heard nationwide and in Canada. Paul, welcome to the show. You're on the phone with Ken Bone.
Hello. Hey, Emmy.
Yeah, Paul. Do you have a question for Ken Bone?
Yeah, I just think it's kind of the whole thing that's happening. But I wanted to ask, during the debate, did you feel like Donald Trump was disrespectful to Hillary? I felt like he was being disrespectful and unprofessional and talking to her like she had done something wrong when she was at the mall.
Well, bringing out Paula Wilson and the other Bill Clinton accusers might have been kind of a low blow. It didn't really have much to do with the issue.
Ken Bone got a vasectomy even though nobody wants to fuck him. Only an idiot would forge documents to keep a pizza job. He likes to fuck.
Only an idiot would try to keep his job to feed his family. You fuck.
Good for you, Ken.
To the Yellow Submarine album cover.
Yeah, hang up. Thank you. Thank God. Good for you, Ken, sticking up for yourself. Have you gotten a lot of that?
Hey,
have people been crazy
I got a family
to
to feed, Jim. Hey, are we going to have some actual questions, Jim? I kind of want to go back to bed with my beautiful wife, who is the one who does want to sleep with me.
She does, right?
So I'm going to have to let you guys go.
Well, let me ask you...
All right, thanks a lot, Jim. No, we're done. Have a good one.
That's it? Oh, Ken Bone had to go.
I'm not an idiot. I realize
Ken, you're still there.
Schenectady and Yellowstone are the same place. See you, Jim.
Ken, before you go, tell me the...
Why'd he hang up?
I don't know. He started to feel like two of the pranksters that got through were the same person.
Oh.
And...
Well, you can't control who calls in.
That's what I tried to tell him, but he didn't want to hear that.
Okay.
Plus, I think the last one especially, they were bringing up specific instances about, I'm sure Ken doesn't like that everybody knows that he got a vasectomy.
Well, he talked about it, didn't he?
On Reddit, though. On Reddit. Oh. Yeah. By the way, Jim, I need a little help sometimes. You were just sitting here during that interview. Silently.
You were doing a good job.
Question.
The problem is, I did ask a question, but the problem is I'm not going to jump in when it's going well.
Oh.
And it's like when that guy calls in, what am I going to do?
Yeah,
I'm not going to, I don't like to interrupt you if you got a good, to be honest, I didn't really know what to ask him. I asked him the one question, but I'm like, all right, what else?
Yeah, politics isn't your...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of bummed. He's not mad, is he? Because that wasn't...
Why would he be mad?
Yeah, that wasn't...
Have you any times I've gotten yelled at on the phone?
Yeah, I can't imagine... I can't imagine that Ken Bone would be upset by that. Although he did refer to one of the callers that got through as "you fuck." So that was nice. I like that. Yeah, I like that. One of the callers who was criticizing him for insurance fraud. Did he admit it to?
Did he admit to it?
He admitted to it on Reddit. And one of the callers brought it up, and he said, "Yeah, only an idiot would feed his family. You fuck."
Well, did he say that only an idiot would forge insurance documents to keep a pizza job.
Something like that.
It's just-
something like that. Wait, so we do have correspondence from Ken Bone?
Yeah, he emailed D-Bag.
What did he? Oh, poor D-Bag. He's not having a
This
good.
is Derek's big booking.
Yeah. D-Bag asked if we wanted Ken Bone on Friday, and we said, we'd love to talk about the election with Ken Bone. What do you have to say, D-Bag?
He said, "Thanks for keeping it classy."
Okay, so that was sarcastic, you think?
I guess so. I don't know what he thought happened there. We can't control the callers, so I'm going to email him back and say, I'm sorry. I guess the callers were a little off the rail today.
They're like that all the time, though.
Yeah.
I know.
It's hard to control. We just want to make it an interactive experience, and sometimes it gets difficult.
I'm glad he stuck up for himself.
When he said, "You fuck."
Yeah.
You fuck.
Did you hear that?
I did, yeah.